Have you ever wondered how chocolate is made? The delicious journey of chocolate begins in the tropics with the cacao tree. This tree, precious and vital, births the cacao pods. Inside these pods, you'll find the cacao beans, the true heroes in our chocolatey tale. These beans are the raw material, the essence that eventually transforms into the chocolate we know and love. They're the heart and soul of every single chocolate bar. Now that we know where chocolate comes from, let's dive into how it's actually made. It all starts with the cacao tree. This tropical treasure, the Theobroma cacao, gifts us with precious pods, the source of our beloved chocolate. These pods are harvested twice a year during the dry season, often by hand using a machete to ensure precision and care. Now imagine a pod. It's about the size of a football, and inside it are 20 to 60 cacao beans enveloped in a sweet, sticky pulp. These beans, my friends, are the heart and soul of chocolate. Harvesting is a delicate process. It requires a keen eye to pick only the right pods, leaving the unripe ones for the next harvest. It's a dance between man and nature, a testament to patience and timing. Once the pods are harvested, the next step is fermentation. After harvesting, the cacao beans undergo fermentation. This isn't your everyday fermentation, though. These beans are left in the sun, basking under its warmth for several days. During this time, the magic happens. The sugars inside the beans start to ferment, setting off a chain of reactions that begin to unlock the deep, complex flavors we associate with chocolate. But that's not all. Following fermentation, the beans need to dry out. They're spread out, often on large, open surfaces, and left to bask in the sun once more, this time for up to a week. This drying process is crucial as it stops the fermentation, preventing the beans from spoiling, while also reducing their moisture content. This balance of fermentation and drying allows the cacao beans to develop their unique flavor profiles, while also preparing them for the next stages of the chocolate-making process. With the beans dried, it's time for them to embark on their journey to becoming chocolate. The next step in the process is roasting. Much like the roasting of coffee beans, this stage is where the chocolate really begins to take on its familiar flavor and aroma. The cacao beans are heated at a high temperature. This roasting process can vary in time and temperature, depending on the desired end flavor. The heat instigates a transformation within the beans, bringing out the rich, complex, and utterly irresistible chocolate taste we all know and love. Now, let's move on to the next phase. The beans, once roasted, need to be cracked open. This is done to remove the thin, brittle shells and reveal the valuable treasures inside, the cacao nibs. These nibs are the essence of what will become chocolate. But how do we get from these crunchy little nibs to the smooth, velvety chocolate we're familiar with? Well, it's all about grinding. The nibs are ground down, gradually transforming from solid nibs to a coarse meal, and finally into a smooth, flowing paste. This paste, rich and dark, is known as chocolate liquor. It's not alcoholic, but it's certainly intoxicating in its own way. Now we have our chocolate liquor, but we're not quite finished yet. Stay tuned as we take this chocolate liquor and continue our journey into the heart of chocolate making. The final steps in the chocolate making process are conching and tempering. Let's dive into these fascinating stages. Conching is an essential process that takes us one step closer to the chocolate we know and love. During conching, the chocolate is heated and stirred continuously for several hours. This isn't simply to keep us on our toes, there's a delectable reason behind it. This process helps to smooth out the texture of the chocolate and eliminate any residual bitterness. It's all about refining the particles in the chocolate, ensuring that we're left with a silky, smooth delight. Now, once our chocolate is as smooth as a jazz tune, it's time for tempering. Tempering is a careful dance of cooling and reheating the chocolate. This might sound like a tough love approach, but it's essential for that glossy finish and good snap we all crave in a perfect piece of chocolate. The tempering process aligns the cocoa butter crystals, giving the chocolate its characteristic shine and break. Through conching and tempering, the humble cocoa bean transforms into a treat that's smooth, shiny, and oh so tempting. It's a meticulous process, but one that's incredibly rewarding, resulting in chocolate that's nothing short of a masterpiece. And there you have it, from tree to treat, that's how chocolate is made.